Hello everybody, my name is Quincy here. Just got finished from doing a little bit of Tai Chi in the park. Really sweaty, and look at this beautiful park, man. Memorial Park. And so today I wanted to kind of basically talk about a question that I had gotten just recently is, how I got into Reiki. And, what made me ever believe that Reiki was true, or basically what got me into Reiki. So I kind of wanted to tell this story because I find it important, being that when you're on my table and I'm doing Reiki, I do it with the utmost love and truth, and the true understanding of healing and helping people, in which I never thought that I'd ever be doing in my at least selfish life that I've lived thus far. Everything that I've done was just basically in the service of me and my understanding, and Reiki has provided me with a different perspective in the suffering of others and how others handle pain and so on and so forth. So I kind of wanted to just tell this story to let people know that that if you are getting Reiki done from me, that some of the stories may be similar, and I'll just get into it. So, to be honest with you, I've never, we grew up similar to a spiritual background when it comes to organized religion, Christianity and things like that. And basically the truth is, I found those things to be dogmatic and not really substantive. And everybody who I came to with help, in the forms, and I'll just say with Christianity, it was always a blame or judgment game. Also to the point that I just really didn't want to deal with anybody that associate themselves with Christianity or really anything organized religion. So, being that I was scarred with that, I decided that, I knew that there was something spiritual, there was something, tagging me to kind of find the answer. Something was pulling on me to try to find these answers. But I didn't want to follow anybody, and I didn't want to be led in the wrong direction. I kind of wanted to trust my own gut. So I sat down there and I prayed one day, and I just told him, it says, I want Spirit to guide me into the truth, into the things that are attractive and things that will actually give me substantive meaning in what I'm practicing, what I'm learning, and how to be just basically a good person, really truly be a good person. And at that time, I had a lot of trauma, a lot of anger issues, a lot of trauma that I really didn't realize I had. I had PTSD that I didn't know. I had ADHD, I had depression, anger. Anger was prominent in my life. And when I realized that this anger was affecting everybody else around me, my household, was terrible. You could walk into a home and you can feel the anger that was offset, feeding off of everybody in that house. Almost to the point to where I started to realize that I was getting sick, and I just didn't want to feel like this anymore. I did not want to be angry. I realized that I had a lot of healing to do, a lot of forgiving, a lot of self-understanding, to the point to where I had to realize that in my old age that I couldn't really blame anybody anymore for the pain and for the decisions that I've made up to this point. Back when I was a kid, okay, I don't think I deserved any of that. But now, there's no reason for me to blame anybody. I'm in control of my own actions. And so I chose that I did not want to feel this anger anymore. So my first start was, to find something that I really loved and to change my perspective on how I saw life and change my perspective on the experiences that have brought me to this point. So I started to do a little Tai Chi, so Kung Fu first. And Kung Fu kept me disciplined. And through Kung Fu, I was able to refocus the energy that I was, my anger and energy into something else. Okay, so the Kung Fu worked out perfectly. As I started to evolve into Kung Fu, my teacher was like, all right, well, it's time for you to start learning Tai Chi. So when I got into Tai Chi, it was about a year into Tai Chi before I really started to get the benefits of it. But something else started to happen. And I know I'm going to go into the spiritual aspect of this because spirit in the universe was showing me things that were answering basically the question that I was asking in the first place, which was to give me the answers that I'm looking for, to make sure that I'm at least following the right path and, doing things that are truly in good in God's nature. So as I'm doing Tai Chi, and I'm doing my breathing exercises, I start to notice that I begin to start seeing light around people. It was aura. I did not know what this was. I've never really even heard of it, but I knew that I was seeing it. So my interest just in that alone, so I continued to try to just do my research and just say, okay, what is this? I found out it was auras. From then on, I wanted to see more. And so from then on, I was like, okay, well, I learned that if you wanted to see more, then it's most importantly to add in some meditation. And I didn't know what would follow. As soon as I added in that meditation, my goodness, my whole world changed. I was shown some things that on a spiritual plane to basically awaken me to what was there, what is possible. I started to see stars. I started to see guides. I started to see shadows. I started to see light around people. I started to see that this life was more than what I've been told. And whatever this was, it felt good. It felt right. It felt like I was on the right track. But I still didn't have the answers that I was looking for. So the more that I started to ask questions, I even went back to some people, who were so heavy into Christianity about some of these things. And part of this was family members, because I'm just so excited about what I'm experiencing that I kind of wanted to share this with people. And there it goes again. Oh Lord. This is the demonic stuff you're going into. You're pulling stuff from the devil, and you need to go back to the light and find Jesus and all of this other stuff. And then again, I had to shut it all down, because no, this was not evil. It was not like I was going into some devil worshiping. This was just something done through the natural work of Tai Chi and natural breathing work. How could any of this be evil or just not right? So I couldn't believe any of that, and then that just reconfirmed me just not to really talk to anybody and just kind of really keep this to myself. So I did. I kept it to myself for a while, but I knew that I was on the right path. So I continued to work on myself. I continued to do the healing. I continued to do the forgiving. And, I have to be honest, it was not easy work, because even to this day, I can forgive and I can move on. But these experiences were traumatic in my life that I really can't forget them. So I won't dwell on them, and I won't allow them to dictate the person that I am today. But what I will do is, I'm thankful that I've experienced it to be able to know the better person that I can be now. So back to me, understanding this and how I got into Reiki is because I couldn't ask any questions or ask these questions to certain people. I started to seek out people who I was just led through metaphysical stores and things like that. And I went to a few until I went to one which was at Spiritual Uplifts. and I got a chance to speak with Lynn. And again, I just needed questions. I needed answers. I didn't really want to follow anybody. But she told me what I was experiencing, some of the things that I was seeing, and that nothing was wrong with me, and that everything was in a plan. Through the Tai Chi, I started to feel the energy. Even before I went into, Tai Chi, before I got into Reiki, I always felt like there was something guiding me, something pushing me to a higher purpose. I just did not know how and what that would be. So even in putting my hands together, I can feel the energy in my own hands. And I'll be at night, putting my hands together, trying to feel the magnetic information. And, even through my meditations, it just got very, very real, to the point to where I really wanted to do something with this. And so, through Lynn and through spiritual uplifts, I was able to nurture, become more confident into what I was experiencing, what I was feeling, to the point to where I wanted to use it now to help. So Lynn introduced Reiki to me, and I began studying Reiki with her, studying the information as to how I can begin using this energy to heal and to promote a better way of life, or an explanation of a better way of life to other people. And so when I did my first Reiki, I was so nervous, man. I'm really an introvert, so when it comes to socializing and dealing with people, I really try to I really don't open up. So I did my first Reiki, and I was even shocking myself as to what I was able to discover in scanning somebody, and what I was able to feel, and what was coming to me. And even though now, I'm still trying to make sure that I understand the difference between my own thoughts and those that are coming in unwillingly, or just that pop into my head, I'm learning that my gifts go a little bit further than what I expected, which is why I am now more dedicated in pushing into being a Reiki healer and promoting the good and the healing aspects of what Reiki, meditation, Tai Chi, and all of those things that I've actually got led into, that have helped me establish a better life for myself. So, a long story short, this is why I got into Reiki. To me, this is the true aspect of what our lives are, the true aspects of our true being, our spiritual being. So when you come and you get a healing from me, and when you are on my Reiki table, I'm letting you know that this has nothing to do with financial gain. This has nothing to do with me promoting something I don't believe. This is truly something that has come to me with true love and light, that so much so that when I help somebody, and when somebody's on my table, I want to make sure that they have the best true experience of what Reiki is, and the true love that has come through me, that basically is the universe coming through me to help somebody else. And that's really all that I can really say about this, that I never thought that I'd be doing this. I never thought that this would be a part of my being, or a part of my process in helping and being a practitioner of Reiki or Tai Chi. But now that it is, I'm going to embrace it. And I'm going to continue to learn, and I'm going to continue to try to help people with true clarity and love, and understanding that that is what my purpose and true purpose and meaning, and what I want to do in trying to help others. And me doing Reiki and Tai Chi and teaching and all the things that I'm doing right now, there's a purpose for it. And so I'm going to see it through. So I just wanted to be able to tell that part of the story, I'm going to go more in depth into other stories that have led me to this point, but I thought that this was a good video and a good explanation for those whoever sought me out to get a Reiki healing from me, to know that my heart is truly in the right place in doing this, and that I kind of really want people to see and understand the aspects of what Reiki can do for them, and how healing and the experiences that I went through and healing, forgiving, can also maybe help in your own lives, as well as becoming more spiritually inclined to follow your own hearts, to follow your own truth, and to really not be led by anybody who doesn't really necessarily believe or have your best interest in heart, other than to tell you how you're not living life in the way that they want you to live it. Live your lives. There's no wrong way of doing this. I love you all, and I look forward to higher states of consciousness and just being more of a beacon of light for those who are seeking this type of information out. So again, my name is Quincy. If you know, if at any point I can be of assistance in helping, I'll be glad to. Please let me know. Love you guys. Be sure you guys are enjoying the day. Again, beautiful. I love this park. I love training Tai Chi in it. I'm usually here every Saturday's training. You're always welcome to come out and train with me. There's no charge. But I usually will put out information to let you guys know when I am doing group sessions and things like that out in the park. So have a good day. I love you. Love and light. Bye.